off in the Breeders Cup Juvenile.
Welcome to the Racing Dudes preview of the 2021 Breeders Cup Juvenile. I'm your host, Curtis Kalleward, aka Magic, and joining me now is one half of the Racing Dudes dynamic duo himself, Mr. Jared Welch. Jared, we got a field of a dozen boys going in this race. It usually portends well for the Kentucky Derby Trail and the Kentucky Derby itself, so a very important race. Looking forward to the 3-year-old season. A very important post draws here because you've got Jack Christopher, the 9-5 favorite, drawing the rail, shortest way around the track, which is great for a horse, but we don't know if he can handle 2 turns. And then you've got Corniche, the 5-2 second choice, all the way outside in post 12. What do you think happens between these 2 favorites, and which one are you looking to bet?
Yeah, I mean, really, it was kind of interesting how this race kind of panned out in terms of the post positions, where you had the 2 horses, one to the inside, one to the outside. Makes things a little bit interesting, especially with 2-year-olds. Well, you know, some like Jack Christopher going 2 turns, like you said, for the first time. Listen, I tried. The more I looked at this race, I tried not to get overly cute with it. I just think Jack Christopher comes into this race the most impressive, and I think he's got a big future ahead of him as well. I think the only question mark, right, is the 2 turns, just like we wondered with Jackie's Warrior last year. So that's the pause. But you look at the numbers, I think the rail draw was perfect because this horse has been very quick. This horse is going to get a good position out of the gate, and whether or not Corniche or whatever wants to go, I think Jose is going to be able to dictate on what he wants to do there. But I think he's going to get a really good position. I just think this horse is too good, and that rail draw I think only makes the horse better.
So you have those 2 horses as the top choices. Third choice is 5-1, and he's a maiden. Fourth choice, 8-1. Beyond that, you have 8 horses that are going to be at least 10-1 on the morning line here. So let's skip the chalk for a second. We want to try and find some prices. Even if the horse isn't necessarily a win candidate, which of the long shots in this race, Jared, really grabs your eye? Is like, that horse has to be on my tickets for the exotics?
Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like it's such a top-heavy race that I don't love a lot large prices. I think you're going to have to get creative. The horse that I guess I would lean on a little bit in terms of like 3rd and 4th spots would be the 4 Papa Cap. I mean, not super pumped, but it's a gun runner horse, 15-1. The horse has never been worse than 4th. So I mean, seems like the horse is getting better. Obviously, especially as they've gone longer. Horse ran a nice number in the American Pharoah to back up Corniche underneath. So I mean, I think if you like Corniche, you can use Papa Cap underneath that. And hope this horse just kind of, you know, bangs up there for 3rd or 4th and gets a piece of it. Obviously likes the track. So, I mean, you know, really, because that's ultimately what, like, Double Thunder, I guess, is interesting with Pratt jumping on there. That horse might move up a little bit with that move. So I think the 4 or the 5 are the 2 that I'd be using underneath in the 4th or the 3rd and 4th spots. But I really think this is a very top-heavy race between the horse on the inside, the horse to the outside, and then, of course, the maiden. I like the number 10 Command Performance quite a bit too.
Well, and let's stick with him because at the 2017 Breeders' Cup, held here at Del Mar for the first time that year, you hit the Juvenile because you bet the maiden, who was exiting a 2nd place in the Champagne Stakes. His name was Good Magic, and you had a nice little cash on that one. 5-1 seems a little short for a horse that's catching a lot of steam coming into this race, but Jared, he still hasn't won. These horses, if they've all at least won a race, he now has to try and do that while going 2 turns for the first time. So my question, you do like him. What is a playable price for this horse against this field?
Yeah, no, I mean, with the Good Magic year, you had the benefit of Bolt d'Oro, you know, in there that year in the Juvenile. And so they pounded him, and of course you got a better price on Good Magic because of that. So yeah, 5-1 is rough. I mean, like, it's tough because I think he's got a very good chance to win here. Like, if he won this race, you watched that race in the Champagne, and I mean, he's moving late, and this is a horse that seems like the longer they go, the better. He definitely seems like a horse that's going to be something you're going to want to remember for next year on the Derby Trail. So that's part of the reason why I really like him here. I think, you know, if you like him, I think 5-1 is fine. I mean, I think that's the bottom line. The biggest thing is I think these horses, he's going to be the one that if you're looking to knock some people out, I mean, he's one you want to play because most people are going to be playing Jack Christopher and obviously the Baffert Corniche. Command Performance, I think, is very, I mean, I hate sucking down 5-1, but 5-1's 5-1. So if you can get 5-1 on him and he's sitting there at post time at 5-1, 6-1, somewhere in there, I would play him.
Thanks for joining us for this preview of the Breeders Cup Juvenile. For all 14 Breeders Cup World Championship race previews, head to racingdudes.com. Before you leave, hit the like button on this video, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss one of our shows.